My people, y'all already know what it is, man. I'm Jay Smith. This is Box Center, your favorite boxer's favorite boxing show. Let me start off by saying happy Friday to everybody. We got the fights tonight. We got the fights tonight. Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez. Teofimo Lopez versus Arnold Barboza. And Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero. Now, how is this all going to play? Are we actually going to get an upset today in this card? We're going to find out, my people. Let's talk about it. Me personally, I feel like the three favorites are going to win. I do believe that Barboza is the guy who has the most chance of walking out of there with an upset tonight. And we know Teofimo Lopez is a great fighter, elite level fighter, a great champion. And I know that he's going to be the favorite to beat Barboza. But, you cannot underestimate Arnold Barboza as a very skillful fighter, a pressure fighter, has power. So we have to see how that fight plays out. I think it's very interesting. I do have Devin Haney outboxing Jose Ramirez. A little bit of concern on that end, simply because we know the type of beating that Devin Haney took in his last fight, and you wonder how is he going to bounce back. I know that he still has his undefeated record. The results were overturned. I understand that. But still, how is he going to be physically for this fight? How is he going to react when he take a big shot? And how is he going to be mentally? So I think with Devin Haney, we have to see how that plays out. But I'm looking forward to an exciting fight. And then Ryan Garcia versus Rollies, you guys know how that's going to play out, man. I don't even have to tell you. JJ's in the house. Good morning, Jay Smith. I'm here. Let's go. 3 days of boxing. You already know it, my brother. I'm super excited. Looking forward for for what's gonna happen tonight, man. There's gonna be some great action. I think that the favorites are gonna win tonight. I do believe so, but it's gonna be some serious action. There's gonna be some fireworks, and then of course tomorrow we got Canelo Alvarez versus William Skull, which that fight it could turn into something a lot more interesting than what people think. Everybody's kind of writing off William Skull. I noticed that, like just writing him off, like yeah, whatever, whatever. But listen, this guy, he's a very big guy, Cuban fighter. He's gonna have that footwork, that ring IQ that you see with Cubans, and I think William Skull can make it a very interesting fight. We have to see how that plays out. Of course, most of us want William Skull to win because at the end of the day, we all want to see Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford in September. And that fight is hinging on Canelo winning on Sunday. So, do you guys believe that anyone is going to be upset? We have, you know, think about it. Tonight we have those three fights. Devin Haney's fighting, Teofimo Lopez, and Ryan Garcia. They're all facing tough opponents. But tomorrow we got Canelo Alvarez versus William Skull. And then on Sunday, the monster, Naoya Inoue, is going to be fighting as well. Now, you know, with Naoya Inoue, you're always going to get the goods. You're always going to get the fireworks. So, we got a great weekend of boxing, my people. We got a lot of good fights coming up. And I keep asking people, man, is anyone going to be upset? Do y'all think anyone is going to be upset tonight? Because, when you have all these fights, the way that we're going to get them, somebody bound to be upset. Somebody bound to shook up the world. We got to see it. We got to see how that plays out. Dan Wheeler, JJ, you could have just sent me the money if you just want to throw bread away. What's the deal, my brother? So tonight, you know it, my peoples. I'm going to be calling them fights. I'm going to be live giving y'all that action. Hash Bash, what's the deal, my G? Why is Devin fighting at 144 and not 147? Because the rematch with Ryan will be at 147. I hope it don't be dispute about which weight the rematch will be. I mean, look, honestly, I believe Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, they both have been struggling with making weight. They both struggle with making weight at 135. They both struggle with making weight at 140, which I believe is why they're doing that 144 catch weight. So I think they're just transitioning to the welterweight division. Which, by the way, Conor Ben said if he don't get the rematch right away with Chris Eubank Jr., he might go down to fight Ryan Garcia at welterweight. So, and I mentioned that the other day. The other day I said, yo, Ryan Garcia versus Conor Ben can actually happen. And people told me, nah, that fight's not going to happen. Conor Ben himself said that he'll go back down to welterweight to fight Ryan Garcia. Liam, Chris wants Canelo. Chris is not going to get Canelo, my brother. We can forget about that. He's not getting Canelo. Forget it. He could forget about Canelo. I don't think. First of all, I think Canelo smokes Chris Eubank Jr. I think Canelo smokes him. But I don't think he's going to get that fight because where Canelo's at right now, he's trying to fight bigger names, bigger guys. Fights that are bigger than fighting Chris Eubank Jr. Liam, Chris 35 years old. Canelo versus Chris should happen. Honestly, I don't know. I don't think Canelo's interested in fighting Chris Eubank Jr. It can happen. I'm not saying it cannot, but I don't know. In fact, I think Canelo, after he fights Crawford, he might try to get the rematch with Dimitri Bivol. But Canelo's this close to retirement, bro. He's like this. He's close to retirement. So I don't know if he fights Chris Eubank Jr., to be honest. I've never seen Canelo express any interest in him. I did see Chris Eubank Jr. calling him out. I seen him say he want to fight Canelo before. Does Canelo want to fight him? Is that an interesting fight for Canelo? I don't know. Liam, what's the prediction for Ryan versus Rolly? I got Rolly by KO. I got KO. Listen, I got Ryan Garcia knocking Rolly out. Keep it 100 with you, my brother. I got Ryan Garcia knocking Rolly out brutally. Or brutal knockout type of shit. That's how I see it. I'm just being honest, my people. That's the way that I see it played out. Brutal knockout. Hash Bass, Jay Smith. I appreciate you had Camacho Jr. running with you, and we had the opportunity to ask him some questions. Good looking, no doubt, my brother. I'm actually with Camacho right now. We're just working on some flyers for an event that he's gonna do over here in Dominican Republic in July, and I actually been with him, you know, the last few days. So y'all gonna get to route. As a matter of fact, when I'm calling the fights tonight, Macho Camacho Jr. is gonna be with me. So he's gonna be making commentary with me. If y'all wanna ask him any questions, there's a lot of stuff that's being worked on behind the scenes. So some real good stuff coming up. Liam Rowley, chain weak as fuck. I think you mean his chin. I mean, Rowley could take a shot. I would say he's taking some big punches too and stood there. But you know, man, Ryan Garcia got that different type of power, man. I think they're going to touch him up and put him away. JJ said that's cheaper than going to the casino. Shit, the casino will break you. D. Willer, Chris had a great fight, and shout out to him. I actually picked him to win, unlike OG. We ain't gonna talk about it, but what the fuck have Chris done to deserve a Canelo fight? I mean, look, Chris Eubank Jr., he's a good fighter. He can fight. I just don't think that Canelo is interested in fighting him because he may not feel like Chris Eubank Jr. Maybe doesn't have the star power, or maybe he's not gonna give him anything that. Cause you gotta understand, yo, with Terrence Crawford, that's an epic fight. That's gonna be huge. So I'm not sure if he would be willing to fight Chris Eubank Jr. I think he beats him. I think he could beat him. Does he want to fight him? I don't know. I don't think that's a fight Canelo wants, or at least he's never expressed interest in wanting to fight him. I haven't seen at no point in time where, hold on, he's right here somewhere. Hold on. I haven't seen at no point in time where Canelo has expressed any interest in fighting Chris Eubank Jr. So that's why I say that. But to be honest, with that's a fight. Chris Eubank Jr. being from the UK, that they could make that huge fight. Canelo versus Eubank Jr. They could build that into a huge fight. JJ's in there. Has everyone hit the like button? Hell yeah, my people. Y'all already know. Hit that like button, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so. Share these videos. By the way, I seen some of you guys been sharing my videos on different platforms like on YouTube. I mean on Instagram. I seen people sharing my videos on Facebook too, where they copy the link and share it on Facebook. Yo, salute to everybody that's sharing my videos, man. I appreciate it, my people. Real talk. D. Willer, why does Devin all of a sudden have a weak chin? You guys in the comments just go with whatever narrative the media pushes. I mean, so let me say something about that, D. Willer. Right now, I'm not saying, me personally, right? I'm not saying that Devin has a weak chin, but I am interested in seeing where's his punch reaction gonna be at. You know, his punch resistance. Why? Because he did take a nasty beating to Ryan Garcia, so I want to see how he's gonna be able to bounce back. You know Jose Ramirez gonna test that chin, so we got to see how he's gonna bounce back. I don't know. I think that is a reasonable question mark for Devin Haney. Where's he gonna be at as far as taking a punch? I don't know yet. I'm not judging. I'm not gonna jump to conclusions and tell you, oh, Devin is shy or Devin can't take a punch anymore. No, 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 no. Wait a minute. We gotta see where he's at tonight. Liam, Canelo don't want and his career badly. Crawford will torture him. I mean, Crawford's gonna put the beats on Canelo, man. I know Canelo fans don't want to see it, don't want to accept that that's what's going down, but that's what's going down. Crawford gonna put the beats on. Sherry Parker, good morning, my brother. Good morning, Sherry. Appreciate you dropping in, man. We got the fights tonight. Y'all know I'm gonna be doing that commentary. It's gonna be on. Liam, you deserve all the love, bro. Appreciate it, my G. Appreciate it. You already know, man. We had it for number one. It's only the inevitable. Only the inevitable. JJ's in the house. Take care, everyone. Have to go to work. Let's go. Appreciate you dropping in, my brother. Charles Mills. Haney fighting someone his size. Upset coming. So I'm not willing to say that an upset is coming. Oh, yes. I'm not willing to say that an upset is coming. But I have acknowledged that Jose Ramirez is a very, very tough fighter. I honestly, don't know what Devin Haney we're gonna get. That's why I've been telling people I'm not willing to say that Devin is shot because of what happened in the last fight. But I want to see how he's gonna be able to handle punishment. I think that Jose Ramirez is a fighter that if he hurts Devin, it could be problems. It could be a problematic situation. Leah, the whole card today is crazy. I think the stream is going to be long. It's going to be one of those. It's going to be a stream that's going to be a couple of hours because I'm going to go live, the moment I think Teofimo is going to be the first one. Out of them three, the first one out of them three, before they step in the ring, I'm going to start the live. And y'all know we going live for all those three fights. I'm going to be doing commentary on all of them. And Hector Camacho Jr., he's going to be with me. He's going to be talking boxing, bro. He's going to be doing it. We're going to be doing it. Yo, Camacho, who you got for tonight? Devin Haney's fighting Teofimo and Ryan Garcia. Do you got any upsets or they all going to win?
You know what, man? This is boxing. They can always be upset.
You never know.
Always be upset. Haney interests me. I'm trying to see where he's at. He's shot. He's a shotgun fighter. I'm trying to see where he's at with that. That's an interesting fight. Now, it comes to Theo. Theo fights his opposition, level his opposition. So So if he's down on his A game tonight, he might have some problems with Barboza. Garcia, well, Rolly got to punch his chance, you know? They spar when they know each other. And that counts in boxing. If you spar with somebody, you know the person. So that counts a lot, man. Could it be opposite? Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what we fight to see the better man.
But if you have to pick right now, if you was betting Ryan Garcia, Rollies Romero, who would you bet on?
Right now,
Yeah.
I would have to say Garcia. But if Rolly lands a shot, be careful. Be careful.
You never know. There you have it, my peoples. Macho Camacho Jr. got winning these fights tonight. Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, and Devin Haney. But like you see, like I told y'all, this a professional fighter telling you there could be an upset. Anything could happen. Anything could happen.
Why do I look good going inside the ring? He might not be the same best performer. It happens. He might not sleep well the night before. It happens.
Charles Mills, I think Rolly can knock Ryan down, but I got Ryan in 7. That's what I'm talking about, man. I think, Rolly, he got that puncher's chance. He could change a fight with one punch. But who's the better fighter out of them two? Who's the most skilled? Ryan Garcia. So I think, we all agree. We got Ryan Garcia handling business. Love more Hinduism. Rolly do got pop, yeah. And he got power in both hands. A guy like that, because you know that there's some fighters that they only got power either in the left hook or the straight right hand. If it's a southpaw, the right hook, the straight left. Yo, Rollies is one of those fighters who got power in both hands. He could hurt you with the left, he could hurt you with the right. But my peoples, John Parham, what's the deal, my brother? Liam, I got Garcia, Ramirez, and Teo. And I wish after the Garcia versus Boots happened, and not Teo versus Boots. We got to see, because now Conor Ben versus Ryan Garcia is a possibility, but one of the sanctioning bodies, they already stated if Ryan Garcia wins and Boots wins his next fight, they're going to order them to fight each other. Those are all big fights, man. It's like we have all these big fights right now, but these fights are setting up for even bigger fights. Boxing is good to us, my people. Boxing is treating us real good. Charles Mills, I got Ryan, Barboza, and Ramirez. Ooh. So you got Teofimo and Devin Haney being upset tonight. Ooh. That's bold. You got 2 out of the 3 being upset. Anything can happen. Anything can happen in boxing, my people. I'm interested in seeing. I got the favorites winning tonight. But anybody could be upset. I don't think Ryan Garcia is gonna be upset by that. I mean, I don't think nobody's gonna be upset. But I'm open to the possibility of Barboza being the one that has the most chance of upsetting Teo. John Parham got Ryan, Teofimo, and Haney. Easy money. Okay, I see you got yourself a little parlay right there. You got your bets ready. Liam, I'm going to place my parlay right now. That's what I was just saying. Got the parlay right there, ready to go. You got to send John Parham cut for giving you that easy parlay. Love more Hinduism. Barboza losing 100%. Oh, so you think we're gonna get that 100% on point Teofimo, that focused Teofimo? That's there letting them hands fly. I see you, my brother. Charles Mills. If Cambosos can beat Teofimo, Barboza can. Okay, that's fair enough. But I gotta tell you, keep in mind that Teofimo, he had a bad game plan with Cambosos. He tried to blast him out of there in 2-3 rounds. But if you take this into consideration, Teofimo was putting all type of hands on Cambosos in those last 2-3 rounds. Cambosos actually had to survive. Remember when Teofimo dropped him, Cambosos was there trying to survive after that. So, Teofimo would have beat Cambosis. If he would have went out to box him from the beginning, he would have beat that. He would have won that fight. Easy work. John Parham, Teo looks more focused. That's a fact, man. Teo is super focused. And another thing about Teofimo, he's not going to take Barboza for granted like he did Cambosis. He's not going to underestimate him. He underestimated Cambosis and paid the price for it. I don't think that's what's going to happen in this fight. Liam, Bam versus Ryan face-off coming up after Ryan get the W. That could happen. I think that they're still trying to figure out about the rematch with Chris Eubank Jr. But they also understand that the fight with Ryan Garcia is a big fight. Big fight, big money fight. And, oh, by the way, my peoples, I don't know if y'all seen this, but I saw a report somewhere that Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn did over 600,000 pay-per-views. That's great.
Cheeto, dai. Cheeto. Ahí está Cheeto.
Cheeto está ahí.
Frank tampoco.
Ni Frank. Ah, bien. So, Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr., they did over 600,000 pay-per-views. That's good numbers. That's real good numbers. Charles Mills, I like Teo. I just think he's most likely to lose. I mean, I've said before that Barboza has the best opportunity to pull off the upset. So I agree with you. But we have to understand, Teofimo is definitely the favorite to win that fight. Hash Bass. It's crazy how Ryan is the least talented of the four kings and not even a champion, but Ryan is headlining over two champions. Props to Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is the star power. We already know in boxing, popularity is what sells. He's the guy. Oliver, do you think Ryan would KO Ben? I mean, Ryan Garcia versus Conor Ben, that's a tough fight for me to call right now. Will he knock him out? That's tough. Because we saw Conor Ben take some big punches. We saw Conor Ben take everything Chris Eubank had. And he was never hurt, never stumbled, never wobbled, nothing. So it's hard for me to see Conor Ben moving down to fight Ryan Garcia at welterweight and getting knocked out. Arch 30. My G, you think the weather will be a factor in NYC outside? I mean, right now I say it should not be a factor simply because it's not very cold and it's not very hot either to where guys are going to be burning and. So I think the weather's going to be good. Weather's going to be pretty good. It's not going to affect anyone in a way that they won't be able to perform. Chris Fontaine, I'm in NYC. It's a beautiful day. Ooh, it's good out here now. Love more Hinduism. That's what I'm talking about, you see? I was just talking to my parents who are in New York City too, and they was telling me, it's a beautiful day. So, and I don't know if y'all saw the ring is already set up in Times Square. That thing looks beautiful, man. In the middle of all the skyscrapers. That shit is going to be awesome. My peoples, I'm about to end this live. Just wanted to come through, touch bases with you guys. Make sure we all know I'm going to be calling them fights tonight. I'm going to be with Hector Camacho Jr. We're going to be talking boxing, man. We're going to be doing what we do. So y'all already know, man. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Share these videos, my people. Share these videos on Facebook, on Instagram, anywhere. Share these videos, man. Let the people know Box Center is going to be #1. So y'all already know. I'm going to see y'all tonight. Shout out to everybody who tuned in. I'm Jay Smith. This is Box Center. Y'all already know, man. Peace out. Salute to everybody, man.